It's not a podcast.
It's a GarCast.
And this is the world according to Gar.
Hello and welcome to the world according to Gar. You're listening to Gar. This is GarCast episode number 132. With me, as always, is the GarFather.
Yeah, coming to you live on my new Yeti microphone, the same one you have. I finally feel legit, and there is only one inadequate person left on this GarCast.
Well, it's good because we can easily edit him out.
Right. Thank God for that.
Thank God for that. And
Yes,
look at him. There is always DenBob.
Thankfully, he's still with us.
Second stint of COVID after multiple shots, COVID once, everything. He doesn't care. He does it his way. Back.
Hello from isolation in my bedroom.
Is this
I'm
the
happy to be
isolation
here,
room?
fellas.
This is it? This is the room?
This is it. I'm in isolation.
I
love this.
I thought they'd put you in the yellow room.
No, I got the master. I got the master bedroom because it was contaminated already when we determined that I was positive. So I just stayed. And I'll be honest with you, I know that they reduced the ruling from 10 to 5 days, but
not our governor. She's smarter than the CEO.
Yeah.
I'm not going with it. I'm
got good
keeping the
news
full
for you.
10.
You're not an essential worker. New York State never follows what the CDC says. They just do what they want to do. So we're not doing it in New York. You're fine. 10 days, stay in there.
I'm not leaving. Oh, baby. We'll see how that goes. I actually broke it this morning. It was a little bit of a rough go this morning. I got a call that my dad was nervous. He taking the take-home test because he needs to know from a test whether or not he's sick. Was a little nervous, not feeling so good, being that he was exposed to me. So I had to run out of here, run
expose him him again,
and put things in order. But
did you get him sick this time?
I think you know what, he finally succumbed to all of the media hype. Had this been 2019, he would have just been like, "Oh man, I got this bad cold. It really stinks."
Well, but
since it's 2021, we need to have these bars.
There's so many people right now, like when you find out you're with somebody who is sick, like you're always waiting for that shoe to drop. You feel like you're going to be sick. And even if you're not, you think you're going to get sick and it plays with your head and it's just a total.
We've all had that over the last 2 years.
Yeah. And not just
in all
COVID.
seriousness, though, I think, and then for our listeners that are, truly libertarian at this point and don't want any help from the government or anything, I did find that having the test results positive, because if you think about it, you say, okay, are you getting better or worse? And you want to get in front of it as an older person. If you see the symptoms declining, you might want to jump the gun and get the monoclonal antibodies or whatever treatments they have at the hospital.
Hey,
I am okay with the older people or people with pre-existing conditions utilizing that.
Yeah, that's what we talked about last week.
And all the more reason the people who don't need it shouldn't be clogging up the clinics and the lines and buying all the tests off the store shelves. And Bosco's gone.
DenBob just went dark.
Really? So if I minimize my screen, you can't see me?
Apparently so.
Turned off your video.
What do you mean you minimized your screen?
Well, I went to go look at something.
What button did you press? The little
The only button that an iPad has.
Oh, you're on an iPad.
Yeah. Don't touch that button.
Oh. Can I split screen?
You're gonna have to focus on us.
Yeah, don't go.
And I was engaging you in conversation.
Well, you know what I might want to be reading along with? The special preparation that we did for this last episode of the new year.
Well, you're not gonna be able to do it now because you're using an iPad.
Holy man.
Blew it. You freaking blew it.
Everything was all set up perfect. He was in isolation. He could do work and homework for us. He's got all the awards listed out, and he can't read them.
Is your normal?
Wait, could you hear me when I minimized?
Yes. Just can't see your
all
ugly.
right. So you just can't see me.
Yeah.
That's all right. That'll work.
We are
Why
a
aren't
video
you-
podcast now, but people don't want to see you really.
Why aren't you using
Are
your
we going to be
computer?
videoed now too? Always video?
Always.
I thought it was
Always.
just the one time.
Always video, man. Just live once. But I will say, what did you guys think of the live show? I thought it went really good.
It was great.
Right?
Aces. Unbelievable.
I feel like it's something we might want to do a little more often than once a year.
Definitely more
Definitely
often than
more
once a
often
year.
than once a year, but you couldn't do it every week because then it would just be
No.
like going to the bar.
No.
It's a little. It can get a little chaotic. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's hard. And we did that. We went all in on the Johnny Carlson, just let everybody stay and hang out. But all our guests, I thought, were very respectful of each other.
They
After
were.
they spoke, they went on mute and stayed on camera for the most part. And
You know, we love when
Yeah,
people
no,
stay
it's
on
great.
camera.
yes,
You gotta
we
stay
do.
on camera. Please stay on camera.
Yeah, it was very good.
I will never listen to it. I don't think because I lived it once and it was enough. Usually, I listen to the episodes. 2 hours is a lot, but plus it wasn't on Spotify. So I couldn't listen to it.
I have a ticket open, and they said that there was a problem with the video transcoding that they did. The video and the audio didn't line up, and they gave me instructions this morning.
So they blamed you.
Re-upload it. I did. I still don't see it on there.
They blamed you.
So, oh, they said it was internal. I don't know. Maybe he said maybe there were too many frames, and I have no idea. But luckily, there are other means to watch us now.
It's probably Zoda's fault.
Oh, no doubt. That boy's living it up in Florida right now.
Freedom.
So if you, by the way, and we spoke about this last week, you may not have heard it if you didn't get to hear the GarCast, but we did set up a Gar Nation chat group where you can interact with all of us and the fans. So if you want to be part of that, let us know. We'll pull you in. We have no women in there, so there's still a lot of women jokes.
It's on Signal, right?
I believe so, yes.
I thought Rebecca would have joined.
I'm waiting.
She had a lot of input on that episode last week.
I'm waiting for Rebecca to jump in there. Bosco didn't.
I'm not sure she likes Bosco.
Nobody does.
She basically called you a fraud. Basically, right, Gar?
She did. I heard it.
She's
Every
jealous.
story-
She wants to be the center of attention. She wants my place, but she's
no
going to
wonder why
stand
you
behind
kids-
Zoda.
No wonder why you guys became friends.
Everybody wants your place on this show.
No one's gonna get it, DenBob. You're all ours.
Yeah, you're safe.
Don't worry. But yeah, she basically said every story you ever told on the GarCast has an element of untruth. I think basically we could say.
Well, I will say I do lie for the entertainment purposes. I'm
Yes,
not
you've-
going to
you've-
deny that.
You've admitted to that.
I wouldn't say
But,
lie. You just make it a
Who wants to
little more
hear
colorful.
about my boring life in truth?
Yeah.
I might as well
Well-
just retire from any kind of comedy if that's going to be the case. My life sucks. I sat in my bedroom all day. There you
Whose
go. I
fault-
didn't make anything up.
Whose fault is that?
It's Fauci's fault.
Okay.
You know how we like Fauci here. Mike, did you get any gifts with Fauci on them?
I didn't. I actually didn't receive that little Fauci doll.
Oh, you
I found that
didn't?
picture on the, yeah.
You
but
lied to
I
us
need-
too?
I did. I need to get one. They have little Hillary Clinton dolls too.
Mike sent out a picture of a Fauci doll. I thought he got
It was a Fauci action figure, actually.
You know what I wish we could do? Oh, man, I wish I had a Fauci action figure. We have a train set around our Christmas tree, and I'd like
Sit
to
him on it.
Yeah, like he's about to get run over.
Are we done with
Did-
him yet? Has he run his course? Are we finally finished with him? I mean, how many
Apparently
more-
not. He locked Bosco in his room.
So he's a hero again. He's a
So
hero
they-
for the whole DenBob family.
So they do
Thank
have
you, Fauci.
they have the action figure on Amazon, the one that I sent, and I'm not sure. Again, I'm looking at it. It says ages 14 and up. That is a weird year for an action figure. Why do we think that is?
It's concerning.
It's
Maybe
$24.99 on Amazon.
Maybe
oh my
it
god,
has
they
sharp
all,
objects like a fake needle.
oh my god, this is great. So the whole collection, we have an AOC action figure.
No.
Yep, $25.
Can
It's
you
the
tell
same
me-
company.
What company is making these?
This is made by Collectible Figurines, perfect for collectors.
I'm going to
So it
guess
says
they don't
Dr.
have Trump.
Fauci, real life political action figure, immunologist. See, they call it a political action figure. Aha. See,
Do
he is
we
a
have,
politician.
do we have Trump?
Immunologist, Dr. Anthony Fauci, collectible figurine, perfect for collectors, gifted as souvenirs. The back of the box. Okay, here's some stats. The back of the box says,
You've been milking the country for 35 years.
it says America's favorite immunologist. He's taking a stand at 6 inches tall. Removable mask if you're vaccinated. Jointed arms make him extra posable. The ideal collectible for his biggest fans. Designed by artist/activist. So this is kind of anti-Fauci. This is good.
Is it
Did you
anti?
catch that part about? It said removable mask if you're vaccinated. You didn't catch that? You're not listening.
I did hear it. To me, I still.
And they want him extra flexible so that you could stick his head. You could turn him, like bend him
Shove
forward.
his head up his ass.
Is this
Yeah.
the new
Yes.
Elf on the Shelf?
So the AOC. Look at this.
Oh God!
Oh, this is great. Hold on a second. Let me get to the AOC.
Does it say part of the mob?
Oh my God. They have like pictures. They have Elizabeth Warren, Kamala Harris, Pope Francis, Joe Biden, and Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Man, is she ugly.
Man, this is the swamp collection, I call it.
So the back of the AOC box says, "Call me a radical." She's taking a stand at 6 inches tall. Fashion forward white suit and heels, the ideal collectible for her biggest fans. Photo op ready with posable jointed arms. Very nice.
Can we write on her dress, taxation is theft?
Sure. You can do whatever you want when you get your own.
That's what she did at the thing. Well, it's what she should have wrote on there.
This is great. I'm gonna have to do some shopping.
Now that Bosco's becoming a libertarian, I will teach him the way.
Gar,
Kamala-
I'm telling you, you are like a seer. You're bringing people on. Amazing.
Are you
The
really-
influence that you're having? Not just me.
Are you starting to think a little more libertarian-like?
I am. And you know, when you start bringing people over that I think are really, really smart, that has even more of an influence on me.
There's
From one particular listener, we got a text, and I know that this is influence from Gar, but he texted me, and I won't mention any names in the interest of privacy, but this is a guy that a really smart person. There should be no rules. More and more, I feel like a libertarian. Do what you think is right and reasonable. Don't interfere in other people's lives. Let them make their own decisions. Don't make rules. I think people would be more likely to take the vaccines and such if you just made it so cool, if you were one of the vaccinated, that everyone just wanted to do it. People just don't like being told what to do. Gar, did you teach this? Did you, I mean,
maybe it's coming through
he had to get it from you.
maybe through my pores. Maybe he follows my
Amazing.
Twitter account.
You're getting like a cult following. You're like Crazy Wayne from The Leftovers.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Love that reference. Love that
That
reference.
was straight
It's,
from the Book of Gar.
There's some very, very smart people that are starting to take over the Libertarian Party that are new school, kind of more like the Ron Paul kind of liberty movement. Like Dave Smith, who's fantastic. He has a Part of the Problem podcast. Some very, very talented people that are taking control of the Libertarian Party. It's going to be a big year for the Libertarian Party because they are going to get taken over by a lot of the new blood. And it's kind of a mix of what the Democrats, like, remember how they used to be against big government and stuff like that?
No,
No,
I don't
I don't
remember that
ever
at all.
remember that.
There was a day.
When, like 1830?
Yeah,
Right.
are you talking about like the 1700s when they had a Federalist Party?
When
Yeah,
they
what are you
were
talking
they
about?
were against this kind of stuff. Now the Republicans, right?
Now, you're
No,
losing
that never
credibility. You're
happened.
losing credibility now.
Look at you're crazy.
I
They were-
want to make sure that we're not giving fake news here.
They were all for freedom, right? Big
When?
pharma bad, all that kind of stuff.
No, that's the whole point.
They
Democracy is
they
all
hated
about
big
the big
pharma.
government.
Now they love big pharma.
You ever hear the New Deal?
They
Jesus.
hated big corporations. Now they love big corporations. They want to give all their money to the big corporations. They pretend they're not, but they are. So that's what you can grab those people out and pull them as a libertarian.
By the way,
Yeah, the
Dave Smith.
Republicans.
Dave Smith. There's no way that's his real name.
Comic Dave Smith.
He's hiding something.
And then there's the Republicans. You got the old school Liz Cheneys who are just
Who?
a waste, right? We need to get them
Yeah.
out. And we need the new blood of the Republicans. And those new bloods we need to pull in. It's a big year for libertarians.
You heard it here first. Maybe they
Although-
should change their name. It's not a good name.
I don't like the idea of them going for presidents and stuff. They really need to do it local.
Bring back the wig party
The
or Bull Moose.
bull moose.
You bring
Cheers
that
to the
back.
bull moose.
Bull Moose. Sorry, I'm yawning.
It's all right.
You sound like crap, man.
Yeah, I got a cold.
You sure?
Are you going to get tested?
Why would I get tested?
Why would you ask that?
I don't
question?
know.
You know the answer.
So that you would know whether you were sick.
I
was
test
being
twice a
sarcastic.
week for work.
That's true. Gary tests more than anyone we know.
Yes.
He's the mad tester jester.
Yeah.
I administered one test and I took one test. I have 100% testing rating. Every
Why?
test I've ever taken has been positive.
Really?
You really know how to get
Yeah.
that
I
positive.
don't think you know what you're doing then.
No, I don't think you could fake a positive.
I thought you tested that kid negative for Thanksgiving.
That's true. He lied. That was a
I
lie.
didn't administer
Rebecca,
that test.
Rebecca, he made
I
that
did not
story.
administer it.
Oh. Who
So
did?
he could have been positive.
Oh.
Did you?
I'm
Did you
learning
make
that I better be the one to administer because you gotta really scrape out the nose. People,
Oh.
it's not about the depth. It's not how deep you go. It's how you rotate. You gotta rotate.
That's the best way to get a positive result?
Yeah.
Because that's
Yeah,
what
you
you
dig-
want. You want to be locked down in your house for 5 to 10 days.
I'm gonna save my positive and I'm gonna just recycle it. Be like, oh, positive again. Look, picture.
Dude, that's a good idea.
So you know what I've been doing? Got a recommendation to watch The Leftovers. Oh my God. It's taken over my life. I look
Wow.
like I'm almost at it's really like a drug because I'll be working in the middle of the day and I'm like, what do you think about a little lunch hour episode? Just one. But I won't. I didn't do a lunch hour episode. At 5:15, 5:30 when I wrap up, I'm like, let's do it. Fire up the TV and I get 2 or 3 in right in a row. It's
So
wonderful.
you just finished the first season, right?
Yeah.
Unbelievable,
Yep.
wasn't it?
It's really every aspect of it is unbelievable. I don't think we could spoil it because it's 6 years old.
Yeah, but
isn't
you
it?
never
Yeah.
saw it. So
No, right. But for our listeners, I don't think we have to.
We might encourage people to watch it.
yeah, if you
Well,
have not
I mean,
seen it,
if you haven't watched it, you haven't lived. The writing is spectacular. The storyline, the acting is really good.
I get jealous as you watch it because I know you're watching it for the first time and going through those feelings again of what you've experienced.
Yeah,
and even I watched some trailers and the music is just, it puts me in that mode of being back watching those shows and being enthralled with it.
Yeah, well, so I don't even know. I don't know if all shows do this, but even the music that they use, if you could pick the instrumental background, they at the very last episode when they had that scene, which we don't even need to talk about what it was, but they were playing an instrumental Metallica song.
Yes.
Nothing else
Yeah.
matters. So
Yeah.
the instrumentation itself doesn't really mean anything, but if you knew the meaning of the song, it really applied to the scene. It was just so deep. And then I'm not even smart enough.
They did
So there's
so
the whole
many.
symbol.
They did so many good things with music. There's this other song that is in my head right now, which I won't mention yet, but just so funny that it was in there. It was so well done. We get a lot of Wu-Tang in there, don't we? If I remember. That might be
Music
in
in Station 11 is fantastic too. I got to go start looking.
So I
up what
feel
some
like
of
I
it
should
is.
take a break and watch Station 11 with you guys because watching the show alone, I think would have been a lot better if we experienced it as a group.
We did without you.
Yeah. So there's a big deer symbolism, right? The deer is supposed to symbolize the chief and he's he doesn't like being in the life that he's in or whatever. So I looked out my back window today from my isolation bedroom and I saw a deer walking by.
Whoa.
And I was like, is that me? Am I trapped? Am I that deer? But I wasn't. There was also a squirrel. That's probably who I am.
Yeah.
This nervous energy running around doing nothing, always working, but really accomplishing nothing.
Getting ready to isolate for the winter with all your nuts.
How many times can you do this? This is amazing.
You guys can hear me all right? This is a
Yeah.
test run. All right, just making sure.
Oh my God. It's like you're sitting
Today,
right
though,
next
Mike.
to me.
Hey, how are you? Yeah, I know my dad hates the show segments. Sorry, Dad. But my dad had an idea on Christmas. He hadn't listened to Festivus yet when I saw him on Christmas, but he finally did listen to the one the week before, the hour and a half. Let's play Bosco. Tell us what sex a doctor should be. And he thought it was hysterical.
Which we should talk about that because I'd like to. I feel like I was put in a bad light.
No. No one took it the wrong way. They know you.
I was called out by a listener at the Festivus episode, and I'm just not smart enough to reply live. I'm not smart enough. We should have had people say what they're going to say first, and then pretend it's live so I could respond and sound really smart.
Never do that. Right.
But so two particular listeners. Well, you know what? They had revealed who they were. Zoda and Theofield took great offense to my having a preference about what doctors I should have.
Well, they have daughters, as do I.
Right, but I'm not saying, and I wasn't saying that their daughters shouldn't be my orthopedic surgeon. I'm just saying.
Yes, you were.
I wasn't saying they shouldn't be an orthopedic surgeon,
but they can't be yours.
Not mine.
Right,
I should have the freedom to choose what sexuality I would like caring for me.
I took it when we were talking about it as your preference.
Exactly.
But I pressed you for your reasons, and your reasons may have been a little offensive. Like saying
somewhat chauvinistic.
Women can't use tools. That's a little offensive. Yes, and I'm hearing feedback from the live audience I have here in my studio. Yes, that's offensive.
All women there. All
very
offensive.
Yep, my new mic might be picking that up. I don't know if my gain's a problem.
Nope.
But what about when women can't make decisions, like the ophthalmologist?
Women not being able to make decisions. Ridiculous.
I hear.
Quote was ridiculous. We make more decisions in a day than you could even handle. That was the quote from the studio audience here.
Well, that's probably true. I'm going to start wearing a black shirt and jeans like Steve Jobs.
No, you should
so
wear
I don't
all
have
white.
To make decisions.
Wear all white and smoke cigarettes. Did get feedback. So this episode won't die, which is a sign of a great episode. And sorry, Rob. I think it was probably one of the greatest episodes ever. We were out for cocktails last night. Loyal listener Mike O'Donoghue hit me up, and myself and Nancy met him and his wife Jackie. Jackie's a listener.
Excellent.
And as soon as I got there, exchanged pleasantries. We got right into it. She was fired up about the episode, the doctor episode. She was like, I almost called you, and I was screaming at the phone. And and she saw some of the Festivus episode too. She was like, I was gonna get on there and give him a piece of my mind.
But wait, why is that offensive that I have a preference?
Well, I just explained to you that there's nothing wrong with your preference. It was your reason.
But so I have to substantiate my preference? Can't I just have a preference?
Yes.
I think
you're taking my freedoms away.
I think your mistake was you shouldn't have told me your reasons. That's what offended people.
I think that's what made it such a great show.
I agree.
We in our group chat with our friends, we've talked about this where the perfect joke not only gets laughs but groans. And you are the perfect joke. You get the laughs, you get the groans. That's what we want. That's why we hired you. We want outrageous stuff like that.
You're gonna get a nice Christmas bonus this year from
dude, totally.
GarCast corporate.
All the money we made on our
salary,
advertising.
You get one free. We'll give you one free home test a month.
He's gonna. I heard that Western Suffolk Post. He's just getting a stockpile of tests to send to school. So maybe you can go raid there. That's one. There's one right over here in Smithtown. I think DenBob. You can go in there. Grab as many as you want for home.
We are getting sucked down the COVID hole, but I'm gonna keep going down it.
I just helped Bosco go steal tests. I'd love to see him sneak in there with Black riding a deer.
I got to come back to my dad in a minute because he has a good idea for the show. But before I do, you didn't, Gar, usually all over this. You send me lots of stuff. You send Bosco lots of stuff. I admittedly don't watch all of it or click on all of it, but some I do. I don't think you sent me anything. Nancy yesterday told me she got this through sources, another mom, that this mom got something from her school district about that Hochul may decide not to let anybody come back to school next week until they get a negative test.
Yes. But
How did you not freak out and blow up my phone about this yesterday?
because I don't think she can make it fly. There's a bunch of pieces to this. I don't think legally she can get away with that, but she hasn't done anything legally anyway. But
Did she come out and say that? Is that where this is coming from?
she said that, and actually I got a friend that lives in Kings Park forwarded me their school district's message and kind of went over the meetings they've had with her where she said that she was going to mandate it, and they responded, and apparently she changed her views and kind of said, well, logistically, yes, it will be impossible, but they want to get the tests available. That's why I said they're sending tons of tests to BOCES to distribute them to the schools, but I don't think she's going to get away with requiring everybody to get a test before they go back. Now, New York City, I believe, is doing it. New York State,
they already had a testing procedure in place.
Yeah.
Like random. You pick.
I think it's important to not comply to this because this is the first step in trying to get people to make their kids get vaccinated. So it's very important that we do not let them test our kids before they go back to school.
I agree.
Let me ask you this. Why is that so bad? You could guarantee that all the positives stayed home for 5 days,
but
why wouldn't that be a good idea?
Are they going to do it forever?
Right. This is why all these kids are hanging out together already anyway. You're testing asymptomatic kids because you want to. Asymptomatic people, apparently, right? It's pretty well documented, don't transmit. So we're going to test and waste all this money.
That's a fair
all
point.
These kids. Keep your kid home.
And
if you do it this weekend, we're doing it every weekend before everybody goes back?
And I think that's a fair point. In my experience, my statistical sample of testing, the asymptomatics are, unless it's a PCR test, which I haven't been taking.
You should get a lab at home to do that yourself.
The regular rapids are negative. They're not showing up anyway. So they only show up after you're sick. You might as well just take 6 symptoms. So I guess, Gar, I would agree with you because the tests are inaccurate.
Well, and there's a part of this too, right? So they always told us, oh, it's just going to be a mask. Oh, it's just going to be quarantine for 15 days, but it keeps getting more and more and more. We'll never have passports. Now you have to have a passport to go to the city.
And I think the issue is they're trying to do something when it can't. It just has no impact. So they're taking away our liberties. At least if this was like smallpox and people were dying and you gave them vaccine that clearly stopped people from dying, then maybe I would understand the mandate.
Yes. Well, this is
we're at a sickness that it basically just makes you sick.
Well, it does.
And
let's say there is a large percentage of people that it will only make sick. There are people at a high risk, and those are the ones that we should focus on. This is my opinion, right? Of course, but for me, the majority of children, they're not really getting very sick from this. So to overreact and test every one of them is where I start to get a little upset and mandate vaccines for them. If
the tests worked and they were 100% accurate, and you would get a green light. If I could wave my phone over you, positive, not positive, would you have a problem with it then?
I don't think I would. I don't.
Why? If I know that you have COVID, why would I want to introduce you to the population?
Are you the government?
If I could stop, I would, I'd like to be the ruler of the universe, but I don't see
that.
I agree with you because the tests suck anyway, and it's not helping. But if you could have 100% accurate test that was instantly accurate all of the time, in theory, and I could weed out everybody that currently had COVID.
I need to ask you my same question. How often are you going to do it?
I would do it till the 100%.
How
if
often?
you have COVID, you can't come to a public place.
How often would you make them test?
Well, if I could wave my phone over their forehead every day.
Right. But that's
if you could walk through the door and an alarm would go off about every contagious disease, would I be for that? Sure, I guess.
If it was a contagious disease, absolutely.
And do we draw the line here? Now we're going to start doing this with the flu, which I've never been concerned with.
That's what I said.
Maybe. Why not? Why not? If you're going to give everybody, Gar, we got 20% of the fire department out sick. The police department. We have Navy ships on the sideline because people are sick, and
not because they're sick.
Yeah, it's because they tested positive. But I think that's part of the problem. It's because they don't have good tests, right?
All right.
They're testing positive. They're testing
You
everybody.
make a very good point on the testing sucks, Bosco.
Yeah.
Because that's why the sports is in shambles. That's why there's no people to drive the trains. That's why, because people testing positive, they can't go to work. They're not sick. We can't figure out who is and who isn't, unfortunately. But all we know, we're pretty sure, based on how many people are going to hospitals or doctors.
If I was,
whatever,
I have a
people are
cold.
missing
Right?
work because of positive tests. Let's be clear.
Right. I have a cold.
Like, you're fine, Bosco. You could go fly a fighter pilot right now if you're in the freaking Navy.
You could do that. I have a cold.
I would.
Guess what?
I'd be fine.
I don't care if I have
Loop-de-loops, flipping over.
The whole thing
landing
be
on
good
them.
for you.
Right?
Clear you out.
I don't need to know if I have COVID. I'm staying home because I'm sick, right? I got a cold. I was going to the hockey game tonight. My buddy Steve, I said, you know what, Steve, I'm not feeling well. You take the tickets, take a friend or whatever, right?
So, a novel idea.
That's kind of like my motto. Like, you don't feel well, you stay home right now. You don't need to test. It's not important to me. Now, if I was 75 years old,
right,
and not feeling well, I would want to test and make sure it's not COVID, because there are some treatments that I can get to try to alleviate.
Or you could get really, really sick.
Yeah. Or if I had comorbidity, I don't know how to say that word. So you guys
comorbidity
for the list.
Oh,
That's
comorbidity. Yes.
No, that is
If
such a 2020 word. Don't.
If I had two comorbidities, I could, I would probably want to know if I have COVID.
I didn't like the word in 2020 when it was in vogue, and I certainly don't like you bringing it back now.
And you don't like the way I pronounce it either, probably.
And especially with your nose clogged.
Son of a bitch. We went down the hole that we didn't want to go down. So
I said we were going. I announced we were going down. So somebody wanted to hit the skip ahead 15
but I think it was good. I think we established the reason that we're against the testing is because they're inaccurate. But if you could,
it's one of the
part
reasons.
It's part of it for me is just, I don't need the government stepping in on this. That's the libertarian in me, right?
The bull moose in you, baby. We did get an email.
And
we did.
On the other hand, I think we should let go, because at this point, it's not that serious of a sickness.
Well,
it's clearly
let's keep our
less.
fingers crossed. Let's hope.
No, you don't have to keep them crossed. I mean, the data's in. You got tens of thousands of cases, and there's less people in the hospital.
It does look very encouraging. I think for hospitalizations and deaths, you kind of have to wait a couple of weeks to see.
Not the hospitalizations.
Well, not hospitalizations, but deaths. I think you need to give it a few weeks to see if people are dying.
I'll agree with the deaths, but not the hospitalizations. And
we'll get those guys.
The
people that wrap their cars around telephone poles on New Year's Eve and then test positive in their.
Right. Well, the hospitalizations are also being, I believe, exaggerated because of people are going to the hospitals to test because they can't get tests anywhere because we've freaked everybody out. I had a friend that went to the hospital this week. She works for me. She had an ulcer.
Oh, yes.
And she said the hospital was packed with people and they were all there to get tested for COVID. That's part of the fear that we've instilled in our people these days, which is very sad. But anyway, we should move on, right? We got an email?
Move on.
I thought my voice holding up.
It's all right. I thought the email from our favorite masshole could pull us out of this pit that we went down. So this guy was a big no-show to the Festivus show.
That was sad.
We actually tried to drag him into the room and he ran away. I don't know what the hell he was doing.
That's
pretty embarrassing. It was pretty embarrassing. I expected a lot out of him, and it's I'm definitely a little
disappointed.
Disappointed is the right word.
It's a great word.
Let's see what he has to say for himself. The subject is the GarCast minimization. Well, that's what he did. He minimized us in his life. So maybe he's going to own up to it here. Garfellas, Festivus was fantastic. I'm impressed how you handled guests coming in and out. Great feedback and info on Gold Bond too. That's true. Who knew we were going to get such a Gold Bond lesson?
Yeah, learning. Well, we learn. I
wish I could have joined in the fun with my menorah. My menorah hat, but wasn't able. That would have been nice. As for feedback, it did take time for the three of you to gel, and Bosco often creates Gar counterpoints. But I totally understand why Mike cringes when Bosco talks. Bosco, you are so tone deaf to your own comments that you don't realize what you say is so offensive and closed-minded. Whoa. Okay.
Andy loves you.
This would have been good in the airing of grievances, Andy. We're a week beyond that now, and now this isn't very nice.
Yeah, you missed your chance. Now you're just hurting my feelings.
Yeah, now we're not receptive to this kind of feedback. And Rebecca was awesome last week. Do I sense a little favoritism there?
Ooh. There's your replacement.
Oh my God. She should take Bosco's place for a few weeks. and Bosco can work his way back through the Bosco in the street segment. We kick him off and only let him do street. I love it. No, we're not going to do
He's not allowed in the street right now, unfortunately.
Nice try, Andy.
He's out of a job because of COVID.
Mike, you noted how you don't prepare for the show. That is on Gar and that you are the talent.
Yes.
Well, actually, Gwar said I'm the talent. I'm not a person who got on there and said that I'm the talent of the show. Please, did you listen? I might compare you to Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark. Ooh. You are very entertaining, but do you influence the show? According to the Big Bang Theory, the Raiders minimization episode, Indiana had no impact on the outcome of the movie. Something to ponder. He's coming at me. This would have been great on the airing of grievances.
Kick him out of the wedding party. Take him out.
He's so angry.
He really is.
I don't know if I'm going to speak for the rest of the show.
He's not angry. He's like the nicest guy in the world. I think
I will
happily the release.
He's not. He hates me.
I will happily be Indiana Jones along for the ride, having nothing to do with the outcome of the show. That's fine. I am Indiana Jones. I'll take it. Have a great week and a happy New Year, Garfellas. One time I hope to meet you at the Casa.
Yes.
Andy.
Yes.
Screw you, Andy. From me.
I think he hates me more than Sean now.
Andy hated you so much in the beginning. I think everybody kind of has hated you at some point.
No, not Gwar. Not Gwar. We established that.
Yeah. Gwar loves everybody.
Well, you know what Gwar is? He's got an eye for talent. So he
does.
Knew.
He definitely does.
Knew. That was the only email we got. I thought maybe it would have some positive energy in it, but alas, it did not.
I won over Sunil. He hated me and then liked me. Sean always hated me, and it seems that Andy, not a big fan.
He's back in the anti-Bosco camp.
Yeah.
Oh, well. I think it was probably Rebecca's intel on you about lying and stuff that has betrayed Andy. He didn't mention that. He did make a point of mentioning Rebecca.
I've always been honest about my lying.
You have. Before I forget, my dad requested, he had an idea that we have, because you know, we're talking about this COVID stuff and news is awful and everything's so negative and bad, and that maybe maybe this is what I'll bring to the show, Andy. Maybe I will do some preparation. That at least we have a segment of like a good news story every week. Something uplifting. Doesn't have to be corny and cheesy, but some positive news. If we could make sure we include that in the show going forward. So we'll see. Put some thought to that.
That would be nice.
You'd like to. I mean, we bring laughter, which is a great positive thing. So laughter and groans bring smiles. So we'll see what we can do. What else is going on?
So do we want to get to the awards here or what?
Oh, can Bosco turn off his camera and read what he's got?
I got him on the phone. You want me to read him?
I don't know. It's you and Gar were prepping for this. I don't prepare according to Andy.
Well, you definitely didn't. I'm adding one in, so go ahead, Bosco.
All right. So we have 2021 GarWards. They are awards given out to various aspects of the show, characters, ideas, thoughts, and I guess I'll get right into it. I mean, let's start because the show wouldn't be here if it wasn't for our listeners. So the best listener for the 2021 GarWards.
This is big. Gar music would have been good for this, but what are you going to do?
And we have several categories. Male, Gar for making us mugs. Andy for teaching us about religions. Those are the two finalists that I had for best listener.
Oh, so they didn't win. They're finalists.
These are the finalists.
Okay, got it.
Do you guys want to vote now? Do we want to put it out?
No, well, I think we'll just decide. We're the judge and jury here.
I mean, I think because of that email right there, Guar's the winner.
Or you can nominate somebody else and then vote for them too.
Guar is the only one that actually spent money on us.
Yeah, definitely.
Winner.
I have
right.
Here.
So now people know how to win next year. Buy us things.
The next category is female. And it is Rebecca for making a winless bet with Gar and paying up with Coors Banquet stub neck bottles. Again, she spent money on us. She won. It really didn't even have any other nominations. Smile Lines was also nominated.
Yeah,
of course,
for her sound and level-headed life advice.
Yeah, down to Rebecca and Smile Lines. Well, of course, I have to vote for Smile Lines because I'm scared of her.
Yeah, I would be too. It was so nice to
Okay,
see
so
you.
then we have a couple of other categories for best listener. We have male, female. Then we have transgender with a destination of male. Mike Zoda.
Whoa.
For thinking that male, female should not have anything to do with any sort of preference ever. He was the only nominee. And I guess then he wins.
Is he the only one who experienced a destination to sexuality?
Well, then we have transgender destination female. I put Zoda in there too. Wasn't quite sure which one he fit in best.
We're really poking the bear.
Because he should be able to fall into any category that he wants. He's eliminated sexuality from any of the categories. It's not fair for us to generate the sexes because of him.
He is very woke.
Wait till he gets
So
back.
then I have best hero on the show. 3 nominees. Josh for saving a pregnant lady by barehandedly wrestling and restraining a rapid pit bull.
She's pregnant now? We were embellishing the story that she's pregnant?
Just go with it.
Yes!
She definitely wasn't pregnant.
I thought she was pregnant. Oh, she had a baby in the carriage.
I don't know. No, she had a dog.
No, she was... I thought he saved the lady.
Oh, there was somebody. I don't know. Anyway, we'll go.
Liskey for sailing solo to Bermuda for no apparent reason other than to say that he did it.
How to sell his boat.
And Bosco for chasing a vagrant who stole a child's instrument music. I'm not going to vote on this. You guys choose or nominate somebody else.
It's definitely Liskey.
Liskey all the way, man.
Guy's my freaking hero.
Yeah. Totally.
Interesting. I would have thought Josh because he actually helped someone.
Well, I did. Liskey came up in conversation last night with Mike and Jackie because they were going to go to Turks and Caicos, but they decided not to go because they're afraid if they're there and then flights, they can't get back, whatever. I said, we got a guy. You got a guy. Take a boat. Liskey will bring you to Turks.
Take a boat.
That's easy. You leave from Florida, it's a piece of cake. Right? So if you
All right,
talk
so
to
then we
him,
have the biggest villain on the show.
you like how when Bosco's ready to get to the next thing,
He just goes.
He's not listening to us. He's so focused on his list.
I'm sorry. You know what? I'm not hearing as good as I usually do.
But it must be all those tests
COVID.
you've taken. You're not supposed to stick them in your ear. You're supposed to stick them in your nose.
He goes so far back in the nose that it ends up coming out his ear. Go ahead.
Biggest villain on the show, Cuomo, Fauci, Hochul, Biden, Kamala Harris.
Wow.
This is such a good category. This is my favorite. We're going to take some time on this one.
Well, I'm going to eliminate Biden.
Eliminating is the way to go. Who are you going to eliminate?
I Biden off the bat for me. Like
I was going to eliminate Biden and Kamala because they have
Kamala
really no
too.
impact on our lives. They don't do anything.
They're just figureheads. I really think he's like Max Headroom. He just.
I didn't even know she was still around.
Did you see her interview with?
No.
That was it Shamala guy or something?
If I saw it, I would have known she was still around.
There was a clip that they played and they asked her who was really running the country.
Not
and
her.
she like flipped out on the guy. It was really funny.
All right, so we're down to Fauci, Bosco, Cuomo, and Hochul. Is that how we're down to? I want to see if he's listening. So we're down to Fauci, Hochul, and Cuomo?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can keep Bosco in there. That's fine.
No, I have my answer.
This is for this year, right?
2021.
Yeah. It's an easy answer for me.
I got mine too.
Well, Bosco, what's your choice?
I'm going to say Cuomo.
Okay. Gar?
I'm going to go Fauci.
I'm 100% Fauci. He is the shadow government.
Yeah, he's terrible.
All
Cuomo,
him.
he was, you know what? Yeah, he's an asshole and he did bad things to women.
I miss him.
Hochul is awful. She's just a terrible governor, but not as much of a villain. She's just terrible. Fauci is terrible. Like he's like not only bad,
Satan.
but he's Satan. He funded money. He funded the NIH, which funded the killing of dogs over and over again. Like the things that he's been involved with, and the lies that he puts forth, and tells people to wear triple masks, and
he's all powerful. He can't be voted out of office. He can't.
He's horrible. That was Trump's biggest mistake, was not firing him.
That would have been great if we only knew.
Next time.
All right, Fauci takes it.
I picked Cuomo because I thought he was actually a bad person.
He is a bad person.
and although I don't like Fauci, I think he's a good human. I just
Nope.
disagree with his statements and how he kind of waffles back and forth. I know what he's trying to do, and I think he's a good person.
Nope.
Cuomo was bad. He was a bad guy.
Yeah, I disagree. I don't think Cuomo is bad. I think he's just a dopey buffoon who was given the keys to everything and acted a fool, like a real, Goomba.
He was like a Goomba.
I think he wants to be loved. I think he just tries to please, and he wanted to be famous and all that stuff. I think he'd be a great neighbor. Fauci, I think, is all powerful. He's kind of like a dictator. He's untouchable. He's done things that before we even knew who he was running shit. As far as, medically, all the way going back to HIV and AIDS, he is bad news.
All right.
You know what? We can agree that they're all terrible people. So,
and Cuomo's too dumb to really hurt anything.
They're all terrible villains. Great villains, I should say.
It was a good list of villains.
Yes, excellent.
Yeah, best category. So
and then lighten it up. Next category is the best Garnunciation, where Gar tries to read something and completely stumbles over.
I would have written them down over the year, but I never knew what the hell he said.
There's probably so many.
You know what? And I don't listen to enough shows, so I couldn't really compile a good list. So I'm going to just go with my absolute favorite was Q-Tar.
Yeah, I was going to say Q-Tar is the clear winner.
No matter how many they were, I don't think they could beat Q-Tar.
You will never beat Q-Tar. Yes.
Q-Tar Airlines.
Because the beauty of Q-Tar was he didn't even get tongue-tied or like stumble over it like he said, like he does. He just thought that's how he said it.
Just go about my business. You got to act like you've been there and done
it. Where is that? Oh, they're only hosting the World Cup. It's fine.
So then I went best show.
Been discussed recently.
The best show, yeah. I think we had a nomination just in the beginning of this one. The Bosco deciding.
I think it was
doctors.
Yeah. What was the name of that episode? The eye exam episode? What was that? It had the best cover art.
Yes, it was the eye exam episode.
Oh, Gar just muted us. He doesn't care about us anymore.
Christine's talking to the dog.
Yeah, but that's our favorite part of the show is to hear her. Take that away from us. All right, go ahead, Bosco.
So I started with Festivus because people got to participate. You got to see Garfellas live. It was good. Different.
I fear the live show because it can get crazy and out of hand. It went so smooth, I must say.
Then I have BOSCO. That was the one that the cast went uninterrupted because I was not there and away. And they wrote a song about me. So
the song was good. Bosco.
This is my second favorite is The Line, where the Garfellas get deep into topics and determine where radical ideas can meet in the middle.
It's a good one.
That was my personal favorite.
Everybody needs
that was my second favorite. My absolute favorite was 547 Hunters Point Avenue. We told train stories, and that is where I gave the gift-giving chart of appropriateness.
I have bad news, but that was probably a 2020 show.
It was December 2020. I don't care. I lie.
Bogus.
I lied. I lied to fit it in.
All right.
Bogus.
That's out.
Technicality.
Out.
Well, we got Rob's vote in writing in the email that he sent where he declared the Bosco on the Street with the inflatable rat was his favorite episode.
Oh, Bosco in the Street. I didn't
It is a good one.
I
mean, I still think one of the all-time classic
I thought the interview
GarCast moments was you messing with Jeanette, giving her hell in the office. That's one of my favorites. That was great.
The interview with Blisky was fantastic. I wish he had Mike's mic.
If the audio was better, we would have won like a Pulitzer.
Yeah, we should have said call in. Use a telephone and call in. That would have been.
Hey, we learned.
We still have it. It still happened. It's real. So this year, I think I'm going to stand by it. I do think 2 weeks ago was the best one of the year. The hour and a half eye exam. It had great cover art. Bosco just kind of, the best episodes happen to me when they're unplanned. Bosco came prepared to tell this story about his, visiting and arguing with a woman about his glasses. And you know, you didn't realize it was going to turn into like 90 minutes of discussion about doctors. Like it was great.
Got great
Awesome.
feedback.
It was excellent. It really, and kudos to you, Mike, for steering it in that direction and finding
how to
the
get the-
opportunity to
Get the best
talent.
out of the Bosco.
He's the talent.
No, that was
What was the
really that was
closing-
really good.
What was the closing song on that episode? And maybe you have a category for best closing song. I don't know.
I do.
Didn't
I
mean
don't
to
know
jump
the
ahead.
closing song for that episode.
What was the closing song on that one, Gary?
Which one are we talking about? 2 weeks
The
ago?
eye chart. One with the eye chart.
Pull that up. Hang on.
So go ahead, Bosco. Continue while he looks that up. He could
Closing song, the best closing song.
Oh, segue.
You know what? I just kind of looked through the way I did it was I went through the Spotify GarCast playlist, which is phenomenal, by the
I
way.
use it all the time. It's called Best of the GarCast.
There was Wanted Man by Rat, Take This Job and Shove It. But my
one.
absolute favorite was the Run DMC song, You Talk Too Much.
That has to be up there.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
That was my personal favorite. And anything else that I was like, I'm putting them in there just because I like the song. But
That was
that
good.
was absolutely hysterical.
That got a
Had
lot
me
of good
laughing
feedback.
out loud. It was funny.
That was good.
So the closing song for Destination Sexuality.
that was a great title too. That's by far the best episode.
You know what? I think that one, Destination Sexuality, has to be the best episode of
I
2021.
think we've decided.
So that closing song was Santa Claus is Coming to Town by Dokken.
Oh yeah, that was so much better than Springsteen's version.
Oh my God.
Oh, it was excellent. That
Yeah.
was a great closing song. That's right.
It was good. I didn't know who the hell it was, but I was like, this is good.
Oh,
As
you
soon
know
as
what?
you
And
could
it
hear
was-
it, you could hear the Dokken, like you could just tell from that guitar that it's them.
Yeah.
What the hell is
very good.
What the hell is
Yeah,
Dokken?
it definitely was.
You don't remember Dokken?
No,
Oh,
Oh
Lord.
my God. Well, you were probably like 6 years old.
probably.
They did some Freddy Krueger, right? Nightmare on Elm Street stuff.
I'm thinking
Classic hair band. That was a hair band era.
like I'm thinking T-shirts for the Gar Apparel store. Destination Sexuality T-shirts.
Yes.
I think it can sell.
That might be a T-shirt.
That's definitely T-shirt worthy.
We'll
And
put it
maybe
on
you
the
put
store
the-
that nobody goes to.
The eye chart on the shirt as well. I love the eye chart.
So we have best show title.
I think we might have it
And-
already.
Yeah. Destination Sexuality. Cast Us, Interrupt Us,
That's a good one. Was that
Yeah.
this year?
and
That was
Fat,
Andy,
Dumb,
right?
and Happy.
I think we've. I'm gonna go with. I love the cast is that was clever. as hell. Maybe we throw Andy an olive branch here. Bring him
Definitely.
back into our good graces.
We'll get that one, Andy. Destination Sexuality can't own everything. It's kind of like
I agree.
the Academy Awards where the same movie wins everything.
Yeah, best director, best.
Right. We don't wanna
best
do that on the
Screenplay.
podcast.
We don't want to do that. Yeah.
Totally.
That's it.
So we had 3 movies of the month,
Ooh, next year we'll have many more, right?
Mhm.
right? We had Dune, Dirty Work, and Tropic Thunder.
Oh, easy answer for me. Tropic Thunder was the best one of those 3.
For me, I mean, the one that got the most stars for me was Dune, so I guess I would have to go.
Yeah, I went Dune. I thought Dune was great. I liked all 3, but Dune was amazing.
I
thought Dune
loved-
was, like,
I loved
on
all
par
3.
with Star Wars.
Tropic Thunder, I thought was fantastic.
Yeah, we did good with the movies. I enjoyed that. We'll continue that. December.
Well,
I knew December was going to be a mess.
Can we announce that January is going to be whatchamacallit? Rebecca's suggestion.
Are we going to do the chick?
Yeah, Love Actually.
I say we do it. I already got a lot of women listeners going. That's awesome. I love that movie. Let's do it.
January.
That's what we want, women listeners.
Mhm.
Not that I have a preference. I don't care if you're a man or a woman listening.
What's
to
your?
the show.
You don't have a favorite listener? I find that the male listeners are more tech savvy and can access us on multiple apps. And
You said that, not me.
and isn't like a computer a tool? So they're not good at emailing us either.
Yeah.
What else you got there?
I got best listener feedback. So
I have.
you know,
I got mine.
why
Gotta
don't you
give me
put
a
it in for a nomination?
I'm nominating Sean. I mean, ladies in reserve. He doesn't send us a lot, but when he sends us something, it is gold. Like Sean, you owe us an email. We need to hear from you, pal.
Yeah,
I
it's
feel like
been a while. No voicemail.
I know he's listening. He tells me he listens. He tells me about he's mad at Bosco.
He's probably
Um,
afraid we're going to blow him up like we did last year.
But I mean,
We'll
Feedback
get to
is
that
legendary.
next.
So what else? What other nominees you got?
We have best listener feedback. GAR's Never Ending Thread.
It's certainly a nominee.
Mike O'Donoghue's Never Ending Thread.
Nominee for sure.
And then I put Rob O'Donoghue's Write As You Listen thread. I really liked that one.
It is a good way to go. Andy even sent a text this week saying he needs to start doing that, like just writing stuff down as you listen. That's,
Interesting.
Yeah. But I'm going with Sean. Even though every one of those guys deserves a mention.
GAR's already won something, so I'll give it to Sean too.
All right. Bosco.
And I left Andy's off there because he's too hurtful. You can't win if you heard it. You cannot win best listener feedback if you heard
he only sends feedback to lash out at us. It's not good.
So the next category is interesting. And I had a lot of nominees. And we talked about how you mentioned in the beginning of the show how awkward and laughter combined together. So I think I was kind of on the same page without speaking to you first, because I have the show's most awkward moments of 2021.
All right.
Wow. I'm not sure.
So nominees.
Are they all from 2021?
Who knows?
Doesn't matter.
I lied.
Doesn't matter. We didn't do this last year, so we can cover everything.
King Sean sending well wishes, in quotes, to Bosco's family while he was away. To me, a little bit awkward.
I don't know. It was awkward, kind of funny, I'd say. But again,
well, it's the whole
and
groan
laugh.
and laugh at the same time. Yeah.
Bosco fighting with his doctor about getting Lyme medication.
That
Bosco
was
pulling into someone's driveway after a hike.
That was very awkward.
Bosco fighting with his eye doctor about not having to pay a late fee. I'm seeing a theme in all of my shows here.
Yeah, but you're not
Bosco
really
fighting
getting
with his neighbor about the leaf pile.
Bosco
fighting with his client about a deposition date on a religious holiday.
That was that. Now you're moving in the right direction.
Bosco fighting with the AC repairman about needing refrigerant, when in fact he was wrong and did not need refrigerant.
These are more like your regrets. This is like your regrets list.
Yeah,
These were awkward moments for me. Bosco in the street attempting to interview a protester who had no idea why he was there, what the rat signified, or anything at all related to the cause.
I love that guy. Can we track him down?
Rebecca discussing soccer advice. I put that in there. I mean, do you guys have other ones that?
Yeah, I mean, the awkward moments to me are, and maybe you're not listing them because you don't even know you do it. When you come so dangerously close to the line of offending people's religion or race.
Yeah.
And that's when I make the face.
You got to throw sexuality in there too.
Sexuality, race, and religion.
Yeah.
When you
violate all three.
The line
I manhandle all three.
Like a ripple in the water, and then it cuts cresting like a big wave, and it's gonna crash. That's my eyes go, whoa. So yeah, those are the awkward moments. They happen all the time. So I'm just gonna give you the award for
you just get the award.
The cause of most awkward moments on the show.
You are the winner.
By far. Take the trophy.
Or loser.
And then the final category. The final category is the best Gar fella. And there are three nominees.
3 nominees.
I wonder who they are.
Shouldn't we include Sunil? He's on the mug.
The best Gar fella is Gar for doing all the behind the scenes work and for doing all of the front of the scenes work, basically all of the work, and making the show happen and be awesome. Yes. Thank you, Gar. And then the next nominee is the GarFather for being the talent and quick-witted host, taking crap that is thrown out there, making sense of it, and making it entertaining.
Well said. Thank you.
Excellent job. And then last nominee for the best Gar fella is Bosco for giving Gar and GarFather endless material to work.
Yes. I think he summed it up well.
Yeah. No winner. We're all winners.
We all deserve an award, which Gar sent us. We have our award.
Yeah.
It has to be, because none of what Bosco or I do would matter if no one could see or hear it. So it has to go to Gar.
Yeah, it's
Gar.
Our listeners are the winners.
It's the world according to Gar, and thank you for letting me be part of your world.
Yes. Are we going to go sappy?
No, definitely not.
Right. That's it. Done.
We're going sappy by watching the movie called Love Actually.
I can't wait to get in touch with my I'm on my destination to head more in a feminine way. It's going to be great. And I love you, Grant. He's funny. No?
Well,
that's all I got.
I'm pretty
That was
sure.
great, Bosco. Well done.
I think
Thanks.
we have in Love Actually. I'm pretty sure isn't that Mother of Dragons that's in that?
Really?
Pretty sure. Let's see.
Most likely to test positive for COVID. Bosco.
Bosco.
Oh boy.
I'm
Dead silence on the
Did you guys see the picture I sent you
of the
in the
mailbox?
text? Yes.
Yeah, I sent it to Smile and she laughed.
That's
It
my
said,
mother's. That's my
that was-
parents' mailbox. That's what I saw when I went over there to check on my dad.
Wait, your parents put that on their mailbox?
That was their mailbox. So I went over there to see how my dad was doing, all
Yeah, yeah.
nervous and afraid. And that's the greeting. Some people say welcome.
Who put the sign there?
My mother.
It's amazing. I'm gonna
Oh,
read it
that's
for our
your
listeners.
family?
So it's a
That's
nice.
my parents' house.
Where do they live? It's nice and woodsy there. I like those trees.
Yeah, it's Northport, Port Salonga.
Some evergreens, lovely. A nice red mailbox. I have a similar mailbox post. I have the same one. And it says in bright red ink on a white piece of paper, kind of large, hanging below the mailbox, and it says, "Please pick up your," in bigger letters, "dog's shit," and shit is underlined. Fantastic. I can see a lot of dump and urination happening right there. That's a good spot. If I was a dog. That's beautiful. Look at that, right? And I can see it's worn out around the post. There's definitely a lot of pissing going on right there. That's great. I have respect for your parents. I'll tell Smile Lines that your parents hung that. She wasn't.
They
aware.
probably listened to that episode.
Yeah, they listen, right?
Oh, yeah. They loved it. They loved Festivus.
Oh, well.
The
Excellent.
visual. People are really appreciating the visual. See, I actually thought it would have gone the other way. Because, I even myself, I listen to it background. Watching it means you got to put an hour aside.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't have to watch
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Mike, who was on Festivus with us, and Rob was there, and Marco, he had it on his big screen TV in the Fernwood. He was like,
Yeah, the
"It's great
Fernwood
on a
was
big
blasting
TV."
it.
Yeah, everybody got a good
Showing.
Everybody got a good sneak peek at the Fernwood.
That's when the wives were yelling at you, Bosco.
Yeah, people get angry.
Yeah.
Had an interesting. This is out of left field, but it reminded me of one of our classic GarCast moments when we discussed toilet paper. Do you go over the top or under?
Yeah.
With the roll. Something in that vein. Things you do in your home, and when you're in somebody else's house, you realize people do it differently. And what is the right way? And that is loading the dishwasher, specifically silverware. Right?
There's so many different trays for silverware.
Not in my dishwasher.
No.
We just have
There's
the
only
thing on the
one way.
side. We just have the thing on the side, like the bucket. You put them in standing.
Yeah,
Which way do you go?
I don't have a bucket.
You have some weird.
Oh, but when I
ass
did have a
dishwasher.
bucket, did I go up or down? Is that the
Yeah.
question?
So like a fork? Do you put the pointy side down or up?
Knives
pointy?
always went pointy side down.
Mm-hmm.
Or I think I did pointy side down for spoon
Why?
forks as well.
Why?
To avoid any types of errors in puncture holes in fingers.
So you did it for safety.
Probably, yeah.
Can we better define what you did? You did it for safety.
And I like consistency. Like I'm a little.
And you
psycho
did, and you
like
made
that.
sure they were all the same.
Everything
like
has to be the same. Yeah.
Very good, Bosco.
So it's a very interesting question, and I actually reviewed the manual of my dishwasher.
I should have known. Should have known. I love it. I came to the right guy. Because this is actually
the
gonna.
proper way.
This is gonna.
the proper
Wait, hold.
way.
Don't tell me yet, because I'm excited. Because I feel like, oh, this is good. Because I was talking to somebody about this, and I thought I was doing it the right way, but now we're gonna know. We're gonna find out. Go ahead.
There is a proper way. So with regards to silverware, in my dishwasher, the knives are not supposed to go in the bucket. There's this very, very top tray at the top that is supposed to get the knives that go horizontally across.
So I have a top tray, by the way, DenBob. All of my silverware goes up there.
Yeah, it's wrong, but okay.
Anyway.
The silverware needs to be loaded with the side that touches your mouth down. It is for cleanly purposes, so that when you pull it out of the bucket, you're touching the handles and you never contaminate the eating piece of
That's
the
what
implement.
the manual said. Oh my God. So I'm doing it wrong. I always go pointy side up because I thought it would clean better because it wasn't like open more to the water.
So now you just went to the bathroom, you used your over-the-top toilet paper, then you go to unload the dishwasher and you're touching everybody's fork. Yeah, I want to come eat at your house.
I would never invite you.
That would never happen. Don't
All right. Guess what I'm going to start doing today? I'm changing my ways. And I have to, even though my father does not know that I thought he was wrong, I will apologize to him for listening to this. He does it down. He, like the Gar, is a little OCD about it too. So if somebody puts one in the wrong way, and it recently happened to Smile Lines where he caught her putting it the way I do. So Smile Lines we were doing it the dirty way, contamination way. And he apparently then proceeded to give her like a half an hour demonstration on how to properly load a dishwasher.
But did he tell her it was for cleanliness, or was it just because that's the way to do it?
I don't think he gave her. He didn't. I wasn't there, so I'll follow up. I think Smile Lines was saying that I was interpreting it as that they get cleaned better that way, but he's probably yelling at this right now. He may have known what Bosco is saying and completely agrees. I'll find out. He's a smart guy.
I had a reorientation on how to properly load and put away my dishes when Andrew and Matthew came home from college. I made Christopher sit in on it too because really never does it anyway. But we reoriented them on how I like the glasses put away, open side down, where I want the utensils to go in the dishwasher, where they go away inside of the utensil drawer, and this way they could come home from college and re-assimilate into
the open side down on the glasses. That's a whole other can of worms.
When you store a glass, of course, this way the dust can't get in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't do that.
Oh, it's like you're drinking dust.
I know.
And look who's sick all the time.
Yeah, I'm not isolated. So yeah, I mean that's could be. There's two possible questions of the week there, Gar, but we don't do that anymore.
We don't do that anymore.
Yeah, it's too bad. It's a shame.
I do video now.
I'm going to do a prediction, Gar. I am going to bet that tonight you are going to get very cold. You are going to have a fever overnight and wake up tomorrow and say, I want to take a test. I think I have COVID.
He would have to have he'd have to be unconscious in an ambulance and taken to a hospital, and then they would swab his nose.
I've had a cold for a few days. Every day's gotten a little better. Today is better. I might sound a little worse today, but today I'm better.
You look fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah. I just, every day I go for a run, and if I can make it through the run and I feel good, I'm like, I'm fine. If I can't run, we got a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to walk in a little while with the dog. Looks like a little foggy and drizzly out.
Hey, I'm going to grab nephew Liam. He's waiting. He's waiting in the wings right now.
Oh, Liam.
He is done with work for the week. So apparently we have off Monday,
dude,
as art, but like most places are closed tomorrow.
That's why I thought we were closed tomorrow.
Me too.
Shocked that we weren't. But the great news, schools go back on Monday, yo.
Yeah. Do you want to like hang out? What do you want? You want to do something? Oh no, you sick.
Let's go golfing. I'll be better by Monday. Don't worry about me.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm off on Monday. Yeah. Oh, but I still have swim practice at 5:45. Got to get home, make lunches, put a kid on the bus, and then drive people to school and pick them up at 3. Rats.
We really should have off tomorrow. It's because of the financial year.
Yeah, but I don't know how so many other companies got away with it. We didn't.
We're owned by Europeans now. They don't care.
No, we're not anymore.
Well, we kind of are. We follow. We're too lazy
tomorrow should
to create our own stuff.
It's a good day. I mean, knock on wood, there won't be anything going on. All of our customers are closed. And football comes on at like 3.
There is some games tomorrow, right?
Some games. It's the 2 playoff games.
I thought they were on New Year's Day. They're on New Year's Eve.
No, tomorrow.
Fantastic.
Yeah, New Year's Day, you still get the classic,
Rose Bowl
and all that.
Yeah, we got Ohio State. Virginia Tech got whooped by Maryland yesterday.
Oh, did they?
Oh, my God. Yankee Stadium. But they did have a really cool helmet with an NY on it, the Yankee NY.
Yeah, I saw that.
But yeah, Ohio State plays, but they have 4 of their top players not going.
Because they tested positive.
No, because they're entering the NFL draft.
Oh, that's fine. I'll allow it. I'll allow that.
So
anyway, should be a good day tomorrow. College football starts around 3:00.
Any predictions for the weekend's games? You got Michigan versus Georgia, and you got Alabama versus Cincinnati.
I don't think a school like Cincinnati has any business being there. So I'd like to see either Alabama play Georgia or Michigan in the final game. To me, that's the marquee matchup.
So you don't have a prediction. You're just telling me what you want to see.
I'm going to say that we are finally going to get Jim Harbaugh the chance for a national championship. We're going to get Saban Harbaugh in the final game.
All right.
But that would be marquee stuff because we're all sick of Alabama, Georgia at this point. Who gives a shit? Alabama will beat them. Georgia can't beat Alabama ever. So that's boring.
I don't know. Michigan could never beat Ohio State. Maybe this is the time that Georgia can finally beat Alabama. I hope that Cincinnati can give them a fight. I think there's a chance just because they are such huge underdogs and they have nothing to lose. Maybe they can give us a game. But I do expect Alabama to be there. And I don't know. I think Georgia's just so good this year. I know they had a bad game against Alabama, but sometimes you need to get kicked in the face to wake back up. And that might have been the kick they needed. So I hate to say it, but I'm going Georgia, Alabama.
All right.
Bosco, you even know what's going on?
Not at all.
All right.
Okay.
Don't even take my.
And real quick, do we want to just mention the great John Madden?
Yeah. Rest in peace. Kind of weird that he died when his name came back in the news because of this documentary.
I know, right? It was right in time with that.
Do you think he got to see it?
I
Probably.
don't know how sick he was, and if he was.
They said died suddenly, so
Yeah, we did die suddenly.
that's what the headline was, whatever that means.
Okay. That dude, he was 85. You figured he was having a heart attack at 50.
Yeah.
When you saw him, that he lived this long is amazing. There you go for science and medical. Amazing. Kept that guy alive. I mean, Mike Ditka, another one, right?
Ditka.
Yes.
How is he not dead from a heart attack at this point?
I had this teacher when I was in high school, and he was ridiculous unhealthy. He smoked cigarettes. He was, obese, had this limp. I thought for sure he was going to die.
Definitely from the limp.
Then when my kids went back to high school, he was still there.
No
and
way.
I saw him.
2 minutes.
And he actually looked good. He grew into his look. He looked awful when he was 25. But when he was 60, he kind of looked like he was supposed to look. No death.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Well, thank Gar for that. We need more science. Anyway, so I guess that's a show, huh?
Yeah. I think so. It was good. Good job.
Have a very happy New Year, our fans. This will be out on New Year's Eve. Hopefully you're listening then, or on New Year's Day, just sitting around. Till next week and next year, be Gar-rific.
Happy New Year. Gar out.
Have a great weekend.
And you both live